Yes, good night, Sid Martin, and welcome to your favorite online program, www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel. I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to this program. I hope you're doing fine, and I hope everything is well with you. Call a friend, call someone, and tell them log on tonight, because tonight we're going to have a very interesting program for you. We're going to have a very hard-hitting program for you. We're going to have a noisy program for you tonight, because so many things are going on in our little island, in our new country. And I mean, man, it's interesting, and it is, how should I put it, scary at the same time. So call a friend, call someone, and tell them to log on now to www.sxmtalk.com. And we have a way, a little method to take your calls, but we won't be doing it tonight. I'm going to give out my number. You guys can call me on my number. I can put my phone to the mic, and we can hear what is going on. But anyway, welcome to the program, and I hope you guys read my message I had up on Facebook. Tonight's topic is, you don't have the word. That's the topic tonight. And I kind of getting used to the slogan, because it kind of sounded nice. You do not have the word. You don't have the word. And let me say this. Many people are coming to me with a question and asking me, but Chris, why it is that you guys don't want to step down? And when I say, what do you mean you guys? What do you mean you guys? Or the National Alliance don't want to step down? And my question to him was, why should the National Alliance step down? Yeah, because they don't enjoy the confidence of the majority in Parliament no more. Okay, fine, well, no problem. But let me say this. Yes, a majority rule. And that's our parliamentary system. Okay? But I've said it once and I've said it twice. Any government that goes in under the disguise that these guys want to go in, it's an illegitimate government. All right? And let me explain to you why. You cannot come out to the people and say there was no cohesiveness and there was no professionalism. But the Prime Minister can stay on. Cornelius the Weaver can stay on. If there is no professionalism and no cohesiveness, then it should be all the ministers. You cannot just pick and choose which minister it is that is unprofessional and doesn't have no cohesiveness. How is it that the Prime Minister can be operating in two failed government, but yet she is professional and she has cohesiveness? How is that possible? How is it that you can look at me and say, oh, the Prime Minister is good, the leader of the country is good, she's professional, and she, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, have chaired and been a head over two failed government? Then it speaks about the integrity and the professionalism of the Prime Minister. Something is wrong. And in this case, she do not have the word. She do not have the word. Okay? So this is a problem. This is an issue. This is the issue that I'm having, right, with these individuals who are coming to me and asking me these questions. So it leaves me mind-boggling. It leaves me mind-boggling as to, why can't we just be fair? Why can't we just be honest? Why can't we just look at a situation as is and call it as it is? The Prime Minister of this country refused to put on the agenda, okay, the wishes and the opinions of the majority of the ministers in the government. Refuse. You see? So, in one hand, the Prime Minister is acting and doing fair over in government, but the President of Parliament is the one being out of hand and not doing fair in Parliament. But William Marlin said it well. The reason to that is that everyone can view and hear what goes on in Parliament. You can view it on television and you can hear it on the radio, on the internet. It's a public. But how the prime ministers react and get on in government is closed door. So we don't see the reaction of the prime minister. We don't see the behavior of the prime minister. So everybody now is chopping down William Marlin and the national, oh, they're dictators, they're this, they're that. But the prime minister has the power to put this impasse to a rest. The power with a stroke of a pen. She can simply put this impasse to a rest. But what she is doing, the prime minister, is stalling and stalling the process in terms of delaying so that the members of parliament, the majority of 8, can pass the vote of no confidence. You see? But everybody is talking about the majority of 8, the majority of 8, the majority of 8. But what about the majority in the ministers and the council? What about that majority? What about putting the dissolvement of parliament on the agenda point in the council of ministers? What about that? I have no problem having a fair and honest discussion with a majority of 8 in parliament sending home the ministers. I can have that discussion with you. It can be fair, it can be fine, but then let us have the discussion also what is going on over in the ministry. And that goes for Alston Lawrence. That goes for Edwin Gums. Okay? That goes for all those individuals who seems to be hard-bent only on criticizing the National Alliance, the National Alliance, this one put me to shame, and the National Alliance. What about our Honorable Prime Minister who have chaired over 2 failed governments? What about that? Yes, majority rule in our parliamentary system. But not because majority rule, that means they can do anything. And this is the reason why I agree with the President of Parliament. You do not have the word. You do not have the word, Roy Marlin. You do not have the word, Jules James. You do not have the word, Sylvia Myers. You do not have the word, Gracita Arundel. You do not have the word, Yanchi Leonard. And I must say, Mr. De Weaver kept quiet. But you don't have the word either. And as for Romaine, I don't really know what word you're going to get. But these are the things that is going on. And then they come to you with these sort of questions. But what's the difference, Chris? What's the difference? And let me explain to you guys what's the difference. First things first. Last year, we didn't have a corruption, alleged corruption and bribery scandal on our hands. So what is happening is this. We're going to go into a new government with an alleged member of parliament taking a bribe. But not only taking a bribe, we're going to go into a new government where you have the owner of the establishment saying is the leader of one of the largest political parties on the island asked me or told me to do it, to blackmail him. So here you have an alleged bribe and you have an alleged blackmail. 2 things that are considered crimes. One from a member of parliament and one from a leader of a political party, a prominent political party, a large political party at that. Not only that, you also have another member of parliament, Romaine Laville, that launched an investigation or a case against the same leader of the UP party, saying that he tried to bribe me with $250,000, then $350,000. He filed a case against him. So what happened to those things? We are going into a new government with those corrupted simlims shrouding over our country. And I'm saying to myself, it is not good. It is not good. In addition to that, these members of parliament should not take the people of St. Martin for granted. You can't simply dismiss a government on the phrase of no professionalism and no cohesiveness. Why don't you all come and explain to the people of St. Martin, what do you mean? What was not professional? What was not cohesive? What are you talking about? And in the meantime, whilst you're doing that, Whilst you're doing that, talk about what you guys got. Talk about the deals that are coming. Talk about what have been stopped, what was told that you can't do. Those are the things you need to talk about, Roy Marlin. Those are the things you need to talk about, Leroy DeWeaver. Those are the things you need to talk about, Romain Laville. Come on. It is high time. We can't simply expect the people of St. Martin to just sit back and accept your reason. No cohesiveness, no professionalism. It is asinine. It amounts to nothing. It is vague. Give a reason. Give an example. And yes, again, I'm going to stick to my point. I understand majority rules. I understand it. Okay? But not on a simple, vague statement like that. Simple, vague, no professionalism, no cohesiveness. And if that is the case, you guys have asked Sylvia Jacobs, the Minister of Education, to stay on. So why would you ask her to stay on if she's not professional? If there's no cohesiveness with her, why would you ask her to stay on? So you see, not only is it not true, it's a lie when you guys say that is on the case. Tell the people of St. Martin the truth. Why did you drop the government? How much money was involved? What deals was involved? What was being promised to you guys? Tell them the truth. And these are the things that I'm talking about. And this is the reason why I'm saying this to you guys. You do not have the word. And you know what? I applaud the President of Parliament today. And yes, I understand that he said he was going to resign today. But to protect the Constitution. And democracy. Yeah, I got to laugh because the guys in the studio have me laughing. You know? Let me tell you guys something. And if you guys look at the press conference, if you guys look at the newspapers, you would see where... And you know, let me say this to my friends. And let me say this to people. This is politics. And it is democracy. And we are not to get hype. We are not to get anger. We are not to disrupt. We are not to, you know, because at the end of the day, trust you me, the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister can still be talking. They still will be talking. And if push come to shove, that there's new elections and a coalition has to be formed, you never know. They might just form together. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I can tell you one thing. And when you listen to a lot of people, that it's always going to be the same, trust you me. Now we have seen the changing in politics here in St. Martin. Let me explain to you why. But before I go there, I want to send a message to my good friend Alston Lawrence and the St. Martin Swaliga movement and all these guys who is against the call for new elections and seems to be hard-bent on pointing out the wrongs of what the National Alliance is doing, and they forget where they came from. Alston, you only don't want new elections because your political party that you have intentions of coming out with is not ready. So it's not that you don't want new elections because you think it's not the best thing for St. Martin or for the people now. It is only because of selfishness. You ain't ready. So again, the selfish nature is overpowering the will of the people. Okay? The selfish nature. Oh, because political parties need time to get together. Political parties need times to get funding. Political parties need this. So again, it is about what your it's about the me and the self. Okay? So I'm asking people like Alston, I'm asking the Prime Minister, I'm asking all these guys, what about country above self? What about country above self? And then you have this ridiculous notion out there that the members of the minister don't want to resign because they're waiting until the 25th so they could get their money. That is, listen, I don't know where they just come up with these garbage notions. The most crappy sort of things to say. Okay? Because whether it's the 25th, whether it's the 20th, whether it's whatever it is, they will be paid. They will be paid. So it's the most stupid and dumbest argument ever. It has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is giving the people of St. Martin hope. The 6,000 and 7,000 individuals who have signed those petitions. It is giving those hope who are saying that we simply cannot accept another make up and break up government. Make up and break up government. Make up and break up government. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. But again, the dynamics of politics and coalition governments in St. Martin has changed. Because what this have thought, many individuals out there, it's a lesson to all political parties. They will never ever give the role of the prime minister to a minority party. That will never happen again. You will never see the prime minister holding the role from a party that comes with the least seat in a coalition. So this is the reason why I say the game has changed. Because now what this is going to do is force larger parties to accept the prime ministership and minority parties taking a minority post. It's going to force the game as I get and who get and how are they going to negotiate. And let me say this. For all those out there who are saying that it's going to be the same, you have the power to not make it the same. If you don't want the same people there, simple. Don't vote for them. That's all it is. But you can't want to vote for them and then expect a change. It's not going to work. It's simply not going to work. And yes, when you do those things and the same continue, you don't have the word. It's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can discuss. Because you can't expect to do the same thing over and over and over and want to get a different result. So again, I am open to debate and discussion to anyone who want to have that debate with me. Because again, we see what is going on in Parliament, but we don't see what is going on over in the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister has the power with a stroke of her pen to end this impasse. And just how we all see the majority in Parliament, we also should recognize the majority in the Council of Ministers. Article 33, Article 59. Which supersedes which? Which one is higher than the other? We all may want to agree that Parliament is the highest legislative body, yes. And government is also the highest executive body. It's a separation of powers. The separation of powers. Yes, Parliament can send ministers home. But ministers can also dissolve Parliament. And as far as I'm concerned, the ministers have spoken. The members of Parliament have spoken. Goodness gracious, it is high time now for the people of this country to have the opportunity to speak. It is their time now to speak. Because we have given you, the ministers, your turn to speak. We have given you, the members of Parliament, your turn to speak. Now, give us, the people of this country, the opportunity and the time and the chance to speak. Prime Minister, give them that chance. And if not, it's going to continue. Simply, it's going to continue that you don't have the word. So, Martin people, take care of yourself. God bless each and every one of you guys. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, Sxmtalk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.